So I thought I would make this video for people that have been impacted by the previous core algorithm updates. Maybe you've even been impacted by the HCU that happened, I believe, 2023 now. And if you've lost traffic in general, I'm going to be showing you guys like strategies that are currently working. As of recording this, I am recording this on the 8th of January. So if you're watching this in 5 or 6 months time, I might need to make an updated version of this video because obviously algorithms change. Now, the reason why I thought I would make this video is because a lot of people, they were subscribed to like Authority Hacker and they recently closed down their course. Same goes with the Affiliate Lab by Matt Diggity. Both really brilliant courses, but the issue that you do have with these courses is that Google just seems to not like affiliate websites unless you are literally in the top 1% of affiliate, like unless you're the Independent or Daily Mail and stuff like that. It is become very, very hard to rank for the keywords that you were able to rank for 2 or 3 years ago. Now, I'm not saying that it's impossible. It can be done. And I'm going to go over a couple different affiliate strategies, a couple different e-com strategies, also a couple different local rank and rent strategies as well. Very quickly, if you guys are in Europe and you want to attend a conference in Manchester, I am hosting one on the 27th of June. Feel free to grab your tickets. The link will be in the description or head over to themasterminders.com. So, very quickly, a strategy that is working very well, and again, shout out to Matt, is you can actually go into your website's analytics and look at pages that were ranking prior to you being slapped by any of the core algorithm updates, and you can turn those into videos. The good thing about video is, like, for example, a video like this, if I was to do a video on, let's say, e-commerce SEO case study, right? In video format, the conversion rates are going to be a lot higher because you're actually able to go a lot more in depth with your videos, like similar to what I'm doing right now, as opposed to just having a blog article. Again, Matt's spoken about this quite a lot of times, and video just seems to convert a lot higher. Now, you can either go into like your Google Analytics or your Google Search Console and look at pages that used to rank and turn those into actual videos. You can do them like what I'm doing right now, like you can record them yourself, or you can check out Epic Video, and they will actually turn the blog article into a video. Now, let's say, for example, if you don't want to actually, turn your blog articles into videos. Let's say, for example, you didn't have a website to begin with. What you could always do is go into YouTube or go into Ahrefs and look at YouTube and see the type of keywords that YouTube is actually ranking for. So, for example, what I'm actually going to do is go into Ahrefs and search for, like, for example, the keyword review, and look at which type of review style articles YouTube is actually ranking for. So as you can see, we've got 311,000 keywords. Now, if we were to go through some of these, like for example, we have got Undertale review, we've got Credit Karma tax review. You've got all of these that you could actually do videos for, and you can actually start ranking for. Now, if we take a look at this keyword here, this gets 4,300 searches per month, according to Ahrefs. And if we actually take a look at the results, you've obviously got some of the bigger websites, but you've also got the video pack as well, and you could easily start ranking, especially if you start building up your channel authority in the actual video pack, and then you can actually get traffic not only from just YouTube but also from Google through to that video. If I click through to some of these videos, I can almost guarantee that there will probably be an affiliate link somewhere here. Yeah, use our referral link. So you can go down that route. I don't know how much Whoop actually ends up paying, but you can obviously do that, and you can actually end up ranking for keywords like that. So that is strategy number one. Now, a few things to bear in mind as well. When you're doing YouTube, you also want to build an actual email list. Now, obviously, YouTube currently right now ranks very well in terms of you can get a lot of searches within the YouTube actual algorithm, but you can also start ranking your videos within Google's video pack as well. Now, that's currently working, and it might not work in 8 or 9 months' time, but alongside that, if you can start to build out a mailing list, that can definitely help, because in some cases, if, for example, YouTube might ban your YouTube account, you've still got the actual mailing list. So just try and build up your mailing list in the background. So that's like the con of it, I suppose, because algorithms do change. The pro of it is that it's not that difficult to build out a YouTube channel. Like, I have done it within the past 12 months, and I've been able to get 30 plus or 30,000 plus subscribers. If I can do it, I'm certain that some of you guys can do that as well. So that is the pro and the con of that strategy. Strategy number two, and that is rank and rents. So that is basically, for anybody that doesn't know what a rank and rent is, it's when you rank a website for a local term or for a business, and you are essentially renting out that website. So you could either do a cost per lead model. So every time that website or your website generates an inquiry for a plumber, let's say, that plumbing business will actually sell you or pay you per lead. So you might negotiate a price of, let's say, £50 per inquiry. So if you were to generate them 10 inquiries every single month, you can get £500 per inquiry. You could either go down that route. You could also go down the route of doing like a revenue share or a profit share per inquiry as well. It just comes down to the actual industry. There's not really a right or wrong. From my experience, I like to just rent out the actual website to the business owner. And the reason for that is, if you think of it, right, if I am selling yourself inquiries, and we agree a deal of, let's say, £100 per inquiry. As soon as you start getting some dummy inquiries, which happens naturally, let's say it's competitors testing out your contact form, or let's say it's just a dummy lead, it's Mickey Mouse filling out the inquiry form. If I'm still charging you for that inquiry, people, like business owners, typically get pissed off and they'll end up looking elsewhere. It's also one of the main reasons why, like, premium directories, like there's ones in the UK like Bark and a couple others, business owners typically get pissed off with those premium style directories where they need to pay per inquiry. They end up getting the inquiry and it's a dead inquiry. The inquiry's not filled in their email correctly, or they've missed a digit out on their telephone, right? So just bear those things in mind when you do go after like the rank and rent model. That's, again, from my experience. That being said, a cost per lead model can definitely work as well. If you've got everything dialed in, like let's say, for example, your form does text message confirmation, having certain things like that, you can definitely charge for a cost per lead model. That being said, what are the actual pros and cons? So the pros are that you can generate a lot more money than you could with like an affiliate website if you pick the right niche. The con is that I've spoke to a lot of people within the past like 8 or 9 months that have tried the rank and rent model and they have failed, mainly because they've picked the wrong niche. Like, for example, if you think like plumbers, right? There's so many subsections within plumbers that you can actually do. If you just set up like just a generic plumbing website, it's not going to do that well. You might get a lot of inquiries, but the inquiries will be very low ticket. You want to be picking like very high ticket inquiries. So for example, if you were to just do a generic plumbing website, you will get 10 or 15 inquiries saying like, hey, I've got a leaky tap. And a leaky tap in the UK anyway, it's like a £20 or £30 job. Like, it's not that hard to fix a leaky tap, especially if it's like under somebody's sink. Whereas if you were to do, like, for example, emergency locksmiths, right? Something like that, that's like maybe like a £400 or £500 job. Like if I'm locked out my house right now, I'm recording this at almost 11 p.m., right? I would happily pay somebody like £400 or £500 to come to my house, pick a lock, and allow me access back into my house. So just think of those types of actual industries, because they are the ones that actually pay very well. Another question I get asked a lot when it comes to like ranking rents is, how do I get the GMB? Now, from my experience, like GMBs is one of the most love-hate relationships that I have when it comes to SEO, mainly because you can have a GMB for 8 or 9 months and it can literally just vanish overnight. So just bear that in mind. A couple things when it comes to GMBs: if you're buying reviews, it can get blacklisted and banned very easily. If you're doing any form of CTR manipulation, it can get banned again. If it is not a correct verified GMB, like let's say, for example, you're doing like let's say you can buy GMBs. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. In my experience, whenever I've previously done anything like that, it gets banned very, very quickly. So just bear that in mind. What I like to do now is establish a connection with an actual business owner. And then once you've potentially sent that business owner, let's say 5 or 10 inquiries via the web form that you've got on the actual website, after that, I would then say to them like, hey, Steve, can I send the GMB to, let's say, your home address? You're not just going to get web form leads, but you're also going to get phone calls. And 9 times out of 10, when you pitch it like that to an actual business owner, they're very receptive. They will say, yes, why not? Why wouldn't I want 5 phone call leads on top of the 25 or 30 leads that you're sending me every single month? So just bear that in mind. That's my go-to strategy. I'm sure that other people will have different strategies, but that's the more trustworthy way of doing it. And I don't have any GMBs that have been banned doing it that way. So let's talk about the cons, because it probably sounds like all rainbows. When it comes to ranking rents, the niche is probably the hardest part. Actually, I take that back. Finding the client that is actually willing to grow their business and they're not like looking to retire in 2 or 3 years' time. Finding that person's pretty difficult, in my experience anyway, because I have done a lot of outreach, and in my experience, the older generation, they don't want to hire new staff. They don't want a bigger office. They're happy with where their business is. So you kind of want to find like a business that is looking to grow. They're actively spending on marketing channels. So if you can pin that down, it can definitely help. Picking the niche is also pretty important. Like what I mentioned before, if you're just going after plumbers. Now, the last strategy that I want to go over is what I feel is probably the most natural to affiliates. So if you have had a website that's been ranking in the past, let's say it was an affiliate website, and you've been hit, this is probably going to be the most natural for you to actually go into. Mainly because it's a very similar process to what you were doing before. It's similar style of content that you would be writing. And that is actually doing a partnership. So basically, for anybody that doesn't know what a partnership is, that's basically going through to a website or contacting an e-commerce store that is selling a specific product or service, and basically you take control of their actual blog. Now, a few things prior to you guys going out and doing mass outreach to 2 million e-commerce stores, right? When you're doing partnerships, it's really important what's actually being said in the contract. Like, it can, if you don't have a watertight contract, it can turn sour very quickly, especially because the website owner or the business owner that you're going to, they will own the website. So just bear that in mind. Have a well-written contract, clearly outlining what you are going to do, what the actual profit share or revenue share is looking like, how you're going to get paid, certain things like that. It really, really important when you are actually doing a partnership, especially if you don't know the actual e-commerce store owner, right? So how can you actually find these partnerships? I'm going to show you guys a few different ways. So method number one is the Facebook ads library. So you can actually search who's running ads for certain products, right? So let's say, for example, if some of you guys were in the fitness niche before, what you can actually do is just literally search Facebook ads library and just search for a certain product, like let's say creatine, right? You can also change the actual location. So if we search that, this is basically going to show us every single Facebook page that is actually running creatine related ads. So for example, you can see that there is a e-commerce store that is called overload.co that is actually running a lot of Facebook ads. So what I would actually be doing here is run the website through Ahrefs and see if they actually have any form of actual organic SEO traffic. A lot of the guys that are doing Facebook ads, they typically don't. They solely rely on Facebook to generate them more cash. And as you can see here, they're barely getting any traffic. So if we take a look at some of the keywords, it's a lot more branded. So overload, creatine, creatine overload, creatine overloading. That's the name of the brand. It's also a methodology when you're using creatine, but a lot more actual branded traffic. As you can see, they literally do not have a single blog, it looks like, on their website. So this would be an actual website that I would be reaching out to. If you guys don't know how to like find the emails of the actual store owner and stuff, you can obviously use tools like hunter.io. You can actually, well, the email's right there. But let's say if it wasn't actually there, you could look at the store on LinkedIn. You could run the website through hunter.io. There's various different ways to actually get the email of the store owner. So very quickly, I'll show you guys how to actually get the business owner's emails and stuff, right? So let's say we wanted to reach out to Health Span Elite. All you need to do is just go into hunter.io. I believe this is also free as well for like the first maybe 50 searches. And as you can see, they've got like a .co.uk, they've got the .ie, .com, so on and so forth. So we wanted to reach out to the .co.uk. All you need to do is just select the actual business, and you've got 3 different emails. And if I just click on find email addresses, it will actually show me the emails. So that's basically all of the emails for this business. You might want to check out all the different variations if it is like Health Span Elite and they've got the .ie, the .com and stuff like that. So yeah, you've got all of these different emails that you can actually send an email through to. The next way that you can actually find websites to do partnerships with, and this is what's called the Ads Transparency Center. This is basically like the Facebook ads library for anybody that's running PPC. So we can actually do the exact same thing. We can search for a keyword and it will show us a library of everybody that's actually running ads or PPC for that specific given keyword. So as we can see here, we've got, I've just searched protein because we were already talking about fitness and stuff. You can actually search for specific different brands and see what type of ads that they're running. So as you can see, they've got a whole load of actual PPC. One other thing as well that this tool does, it will also show you not just PPC, but any Google AdSense ads as well. So I actually searched for creatine before. If I just search creatine for health, I believe these guys are running actual video ads. So again, you can actually look at certain different types of ad platforms. So you've got like Google Maps, only in the Google Play Store, Google Shopping, Search, YouTube, so on and so forth. So you can really dial down into like who you want to actually reach out to. Maybe you only want to reach out to websites or businesses that are only running YouTube ads. So that's another way that you can actually find partnerships. The last way that you can actually find partnerships, and this might sound like the most obvious one, is actually searching for the keywords like buy creatine, for example, and then literally just going to like page number 5. What you want to be looking out for is like a website that's got a well optimized like product page, but it might not have the best blog section. So let's see if we can actually find one live on the video. So this is a website called muscletech.co.uk. They've actually got different websites, so that like they've got like a .com ranking out in the States. They have got a international, they've got Canada, so .ca, they've got Australia, and they've also got India as well. And I've very just quickly looked at the website's blog, and it's just not got a blog section. Like, this is their research page. So this would be like a prime example of actually grabbing this URL and heading over to like hunter.io. And if we just do clear, we can just quickly look at the .com or the .co.uk. We'll go after the .com because that looks like the one that they're actually focusing on. So there's 7 different emails that you can actually reach out to and actually pitch your partnership. Now, the good thing about doing partnerships is if you've been previously in the actual affiliate space, right? The only difference that's actually happening here is that instead of doing like a best creatine or best creatine for beginners page, right? Previously, you would have written that page and sent your links out to, let's say, Amazon or whoever else, right? Now you're actually just linking it through to like your products within your actual store. So you've got like, let's say 6 or 7 different products there. You can actually build out an SEO optimized article using Surfer SEO or whatever tool you want to build out the actual articles with. And instead of sending outbound clicks through to Amazon or Holland and Barrett or whoever you were doing it to, you're actually sending the clicks through to your own products. So that's the brilliant thing about these partnerships, and I feel like that this is probably going to be like what a lot of people are going to go into, especially if you were already ranking very well in the affiliate space. So that's been 3 different strategies going into 2025. I just wanted to help out the actual community. If you guys want me to go into a little bit more detail into any one of these actual strategies, maybe you want a step-by-step process, drop a comment down below, and as always, if you guys have enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like, as that will help me so much. Thanks.